Yo guys, have you ever wondered which fighting style is the best for grinding? Well, no worries because today I'm gonna be ranking every fighting style from the absolute trash to god mode. So yeah, let's get straight into it without any yapping. Let's go. So the first fighting style we're gonna be ranking is combat. Bro, it's the worst fighting style, but there's a cool fact about it because if you switch from combat because it's the starting fighting style, you can never get it back because there's no dealer for combat. But combat is gonna go to absolute trash because since we're ranking for grinding just for like the first or second round, just for some time until you can roll a fruit, only it's good. So it's gonna go into the absolute trash tier. Nothing else to say about it really. Okay, next we're going to go to Dark Step. So Dark Step is a fight style that you can obtain for 150,000 belly at the Pirate Village in First Sea. It's also available at other parts, but this is where you can mainly obtain it. So it's not bad for grinding, but I will only say it's good for like first C and like the mid of second C. Once you get to third C or like the end of second C, then there's really nothing that you can do with Dark Step. So I'm gonna rank it in meh because it's not absolute trash, but not decent as well. So I'm gonna rank it in the C tier. Okay, next we got the last fighting style that you obtain in first C, and that is Water Kung Fu. And you might be thinking, well, Water Kung Fu is gonna be like all the other fighting styles, but actually, it's so OP for grinding. Like I want to rank it in God mode, but it just needs a few tweaks to go there. So it's gonna go like a little down into OP, but it's gonna be at the highest because Water Kung Fu has no cooldown. It does very good damage, and with Buddha, it's just a grinding machine. But yeah, Water Kung Fu is going to go straight into OP. And yeah, there's one more fighting style you can obtain in first C, I forgot, and that is Electric. So Electric is actually reverse than Dark Step. And you might be thinking, well, it costs more money, right? Well, you're right. You're right. But electric, even though it costs 500,000 and Dark Step only costs 150,000, electric is so annoying to use. It's way slower than Dark Step, and Dark Step even has a move called Overheat, right? Which actually does more damage, so it even upgrades it. But it doesn't mean electric is going to go into absolute trash. It's just going to go below Dark Step in the May category. And that's all the fighting styles for first C covered right there. So let's hop on to the fighting styles that you can obtain in second C now. Okay, starting with Dragon Breath. Dragon Breath you can obtain from Sabi for I think 1,500 fragments. And for grinding, even though it's a second C fighting style, it would still be below Water Kung Fu. It would go in the decent category since it does decent damage and the M1s are, even though they're slow, they're not as bad as these two. So I would rank Dragon Breath in the B tier for grinding. And after Dragon Breath, the fighting style that you can obtain is Superhuman. And if you look island wise. So Superhuman is actually very hard to obtain as you have to get a 400 mastery in Water Kung Fu, Dragon Breath, Dark Step, and Electric. Yeah, and Shaw, no. I think only these four fighting styles. You have to get 400 mastery and some money and fragments and some items for superhuman. For grinding, it's actually not as good as you think, but it's going to go into the decent category. Superhuman is just a fighting style for PvP, but it's not so bad. And another fighting style which you can obtain is Death Step. Death Step you can obtain by getting 400 mastery on Dark Step. It's just the big bro of Dark Step. So, Death Step is actually very good for PvP and grinding. Yeah. So it's gonna go into the decent category, but at the top. So the top. 1 second. Yeah, there we go. I think it just needs a few tweaks just to go near Water Kung Fu. So we're going to the last fighting style of second C, which you can obtain. That is Sharkman Karate. Sharkman Karate is a big bro of Water Kung Fu. But believe it or not, it was the best fighting style for grinding. It would go in God mode. If it had not got a rework. Now its M1s are super duper slow and it looks like it been buffed for PvP and way less like it's nerfed for grinding. So Sharkman Karate is going to decent, but it's actually going to be below Superhuman. Actually, yeah, above Superhuman. But here, it would have gone in God mode if it didn't get the rework, the bad rework, because Sharkman Karate is not that suitable for PvP. But yeah, that's the end of second C, and now let's hop on to the third C fighting styles. There are four fighting styles currently that you can obtain from Third Sea, and the first one is going to be Dragon Talent. Now, Dragon Talent is obtained from Uzot. You have to get 400 mastery on Dragon Pet. It's just an upgraded fighting style, and it's actually super good. Since it does a lot of damage, it looks so cool, and yeah, it does have fast and ones as well. It's not gonna go above Water Kung Fu, but it's gonna just go below Water Kung Fu in the A tier here. Okay, now we have three fighting styles remaining, and we're gonna go with Electric Claw. Electric Claw is just the upgraded version of Electric, the big bro of Electric. You need 400 mastery on Electric and some money and fragments and stuff. So Electric Claw is actually just like Electric. Electric is bad for PvP and grinding, but Electric Claw is super duper good for PvP. For grinding, it's not so bad, but I would only recommend Electric Claw for grinding. No, for PvP. So Electric Claw is going to go into the decent category, but it's gonna stay like the end. Okay, now we have the two strongest fighting styles in the game. First is gonna be God Human. God Human. If it was PvP, would go into God mode, but sadly, God Human is a PvP fighting style, so it's not good for grinding. It's gonna go into the decent category. And now we have the newest fighting style that can be obtained, and that is Sanguine Art. You need a lot of patience to get this fighting skill. Same with God Human. You need like a ton of mastery in all these fighting skills. Like other than combat, I think all these fighting styles 400 mastery and a lot of materials. But it's good for PvP, so it's worth it. And Sanguine Art, you don't have to grind every fighting style, but you have to get the Leviathan sword, which you have to go for a long time. You need a lot of patience for that. So Sanguinard is hard to obtain, but it looks cool, it has good damage, and it's so good for grinding. It's gonna go below Dragon Talent and Water Kung Fu, but it's still one of the best fighting styles, I think, for grinding. Well, anyway, that's gonna be the video. I hope you enjoyed. And before I end the video, credit to this guy. This guy's the one who made the jail list. I just found it on Tier Maker. And Pizza Pits 4, yeah, credit to this guy. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe as it really helps me out a lot. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.